morning, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Bowles, Profits Unlimited, coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. Oh, my goodness. Hope you guys are having a good day. We're having an outstanding day here in Louisville. I mean, especially if you're a duck. Especially if you're a duck. You know, you just can't appreciate all the rain we've had until you've been here. And hell, maybe it's raining a whole lot where you're at too. Who knows? But man, we're certainly getting our fair share. I'll say that. But hey, I hope my voice sounds a little better than it did Monday. I feel a lot better than I did Monday, but I can still got a little head congestion going on. So I know I'm not quite right on what I should be sounding like. So again, don't try to tune in your station. It's not your station. But and again, you gotta be a little bit older to even understand that joke. But that's a dad joke. And I'm okay to tell dad jokes today because I got my New Balance on. Absolutely. And these are my old New Balance too, like the not the new look New Balance that I got that Tabitha got me a while back, but these are the old school New Balance. You know, the white with the blue ends on the side, and yeah, so that's what we're sporting today. And man, we have got a great show planned for you guys today. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. He said, you look a lot better today, too. So, hey, absolutely, man. It's a face for radio. That's my buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But coming from only the finest hot dog man in the world that I know. So, but hey, appreciate everybody listening this morning. And hey, we're going to have a fun show. We got Brett with Bam Weather's going to hop on here with us. Also, I want you guys to know that I don't know if you'll hear it in the background, but I think it's going to come through my phone too. But at like 10:07 or something this morning, they're going to do it's a statewide tornado emergency test system. So we're going to have that. So if that beeps in here, I do apologize. We'll do our best to make it to where it's not excruciating for you. But hey, that's what's going on. So a fair warning on that. Fair warning on that. And yeah, other than that, man, I'm feeling pretty good. Plenty of cold medicine over the last several days. Feel a lot better. And really never felt bad. Saturday, I was tired Saturday. So I ain't gonna lie. I went to bed Saturday about 8 o'clock, or I don't even know what time it was, 7, 8, somewhere in there. And which is really, really unusual, man. I normally don't do that. So but yeah, but that was after that, progressively was doing better and better and better. So good morning, Tim Brennan, checking in from Schenectady, New York. Appreciate you listening, Tim. Damn, it just keeps snowing up there too. So, yeah, we got, like I said, we got Brett that's going to hop on here with us with Bam Weather. And I've had a couple of you guys send me texts about asking him a couple questions. So I got those written down. And I'm sure Brett will be happy to answer those to the best of his ability. And I think right, wrong, or indifferent, man, they always give you what they think is their best guess. So, and hey, that's all we can ask for, So, but anyways, tomorrow's my birthday. Yep, I thought I'd share that with you guys. And yay! Tim says he had 2 inches last night, and that's it for the season. So there you go. I, you need one of those shirts I got, Tim. Yeah, absolutely. We it's been a good year for a lot of people. I mean, seriously, a lot. I mean, we've had a lot of good snow and ice events. Some of them too big. I mean, for some of you guys getting, you know, uh, copious. Is that big, Katie? Is that the right word? Copious amounts of snow? Okay, thank you. I always check with Daniel and Katie. They're my English majors that keep me squared away. There goes our. There goes our. There it is. Oh, sorry, y'all. We'll 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 turn that down so it ain't too crazy. But hey, forewarned on the notification. So there we go. I think that's got us. And practice your safety plan now at home, work, and school. If this were a real emergency, official updates would follow. This is only a test. And the crazy part about it is we had thunderstorms rolling through here just not too long ago. And I guess they figured it was still okay. Katie, was it you or Kyle? Somebody said something about this ain't probably not the best time for this to be going on, but anyways, it is going on. So, anyways, Tim, I'm sending you a picture, buddy, of a shirt that I got. But appreciate you guys tuned in and listening. And yeah, it's that time of the year, man, for weather things to potentially start popping up, and it's supposed to be really like 80 or 81 or 2, or I don't know. I'm going to ask Brett when he gets on here. I don't want to get into the weather till he hops on with us, and he'll be on here shortly. But yeah, there's our training session, and looks like phones work. Our siren nearest us is working, and those things are designed to be heard outside, not inside. I was listening to a thing the other night. I was watching the Weather Channel app. I know, Brad, I'm sorry, man. But I was watching the Weather Channel app just because I was watching something called, I don't, some trucker road or something about these ice truckers is what it was. And, but they got to talking about that. So, but anyways, hey, we're here. We've made it. And looking forward to a good day today, trying to get some work done, but absolutely have not been able to. We've had just a really bad weather week, rain wise, enough to just keep everything wet. And we're going to talk about that end of it too. But, tomorrow, like I said, I'm turning 63. So, woohoo. Golly, Katie, is that old? I don't think that's really old. There's times when I thought 63 was old, like, damn, they're old. But hey, I don't know. I've been pretty fortunate, been pretty lucky, and looking forward to that birthday rolling around tomorrow. And hey, just there we go. There goes the siren off. Ta-da. So we survived that, and let's just hope we never need it. That notification. And speaking of which, there's Brett. All right, let's see if we get Brett on here. Hey, Brett, how you doing, my friend?
Hey Wayne, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Then it was perfect timing where they're doing a siren alert test here in Kentucky, and it literally just went off, stopped, and your phone rang. Is that a national thing that they do the same time, or is that just Kentucky's fix a day?
Indiana does it 11 a.m. on Fridays typically,
Uh,
but it looks like they're sending out some actual alerts as well, just to test them out. So I didn't realize that they were doing that today. So hopefully nobody is confused, considering there could be some strong to severe storms later today.
Well, see, that was the weird thing, when they were talking about doing it. And then we had a little thunderstorm, wasn't severe or anything, but rolled through here, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes ago, something like
Yeah.
that. And I'm thinking Katie was sitting there like, you think they'll still do the test with this kind of weather around? So,
Yeah, normally they cancel it when there's potentially active weather during the day. So
well,
maybe
we're in
not gonna
Kentucky.
occur.
We're in Kentucky, man. I mean, sky's the limit, I guess. But it would have made sense to maybe reconsider. But hey, they did it, and it's done, and there you
Yeah,
go. But
yeah. Well, if anybody was confused and is listening, no tornado warnings for now.
for now, we're good. Gosh, we'll talk about that, I guess, too, for a second.
Yeah,
But
sure. Sure.
Hey, I got a text from somebody. I actually got a couple texts early on when I was yesterday, put out a thing about you coming on my show and whatnot.
Yeah,
So I
sure.
got a couple questions on weather, but a guy
Yeah.
just now texted me and he said, "You've got the best hair in weather, man."
I need that framed. I need that printed and framed. That's
Here,
awesome.
I'll send it to you right now, man. How's that? And
That's
then
awesome.
you can pass it along to your team there. How's that? Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see, that's funny. Let's see. Da, 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 da.
Uh,
All right.
yeah, made my day. That's
That
great.
think. All right, there, buddy. You ought to have it here shortly. Depending on how long
I
it
got it.
did you. All right. All right. And he says it's similar to whoever that is. I don't know who that is. The Kerry Von
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyways, hey, I appreciate you hopping on here with us this morning. And what's this craziness I hear about maybe 80 degrees in the region coming up Friday?
Yeah, Friday we've got a huge low pressure system that develops up across parts of Iowa. A severe weather outbreak possible up there and through parts of the Central Plains and into the Midwest. And then we're in what we call the warm sector, so upper 70s to near 80 degrees on Friday afternoon, and shouldn't be too bad rain wise. Maybe some in the morning, but Friday's going to be a fantastic day, warmest day of the year. So
Is it? Yeah, good deal. And what's Saturday looking like? We still good day, or are we going to pay the penalty for getting that hot or warm or whatever you want to call it?
yeah, yeah, we're going to pay the penalty a little bit for it as we work into further down the south towards the Ohio River, probably midday on Saturday. A line of some rain and storms can sweep through. Won't be nearly as strong as what they'll be dealing with out to our west on Friday night. But some rain and storms, some rumbles of thunder, maybe some gusty winds possible Saturday morning into early Saturday afternoon. And not as warm, but still temperatures in the upper 60s, near 70s. So certainly not too bad. Better than continuing to get snow into mid March.
True that. I don't. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I hate to say this, but I would almost rather. We haven't been able to get like anything done outside, and I mean, I don't think it's just a Louisville, Kentucky thing. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
how regional is all this rain slash snow? I know Tim Brennan, one of our listeners up in Schenectady, New York, which is around Albany, sent me a thing here this morning.
Mhm.
He's listening to us as well, but said they had about 2 inches of snow last night up there. Hoping it's their last. Are we? First of all, here's the question, Brett.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
I got a friend in St. Louis that texted me yesterday, and he says, "If you wouldn't mind asking the BAM guy, you're the BAM guy, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Is St. Louis? You think they're finished with snow?
I think St. Louis is going to be very difficult to get snow. I wouldn't 100% rule some kind of pesky light snow event out behind a cold front. But I think that the further south and west you go, the less likely it's going to be that we're going to have an additional big snow. Now, further east, and that even includes Indianapolis and Louisville, we'll need to keep an eye on some of these storm systems as we work through the middle part of the month, especially between the 12th and the 18th. It's going to get a little colder again. And even in March, you can get sneaky refreeze events. You can get sneaky light snow events behind a cold front, or even these, little slushy pulses of snow that parts of the area have had over the past week or so. So
All right.
I wouldn't say we're completely 100% done because we do have that cold stretch. Though I'd say St. Louis's risk is lower than Louisville and Indy.
All right. So we were literally, and I'm glad because we were going to reach out to you and ask that specific question. And I thought, well, I'll just find out before we decide what we're going to do. Friday, we were planning on taking all of our spreaders out of our trucks. So to kind of group for and get ready for spring. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think maybe we ought to leave some of them in there if we don't have to have them out right now then for another couple of
Yeah,
weeks?
I would leave at least a little bit out of an abundance of caution, just because of that colder period. Do I think that we're going to have another big snowstorm? I don't. I think if we get anything, it's light. Again, kind of snow activity, especially behind fronts. Heavier snow risk, I wouldn't rule out additionally, though, in the upper Midwest and the northern plains, Wisconsin, northern Iowa, Minnesota, for any folks listening out there. And maybe the interior Northeast U.S. too, especially from Albany and points to the north. The storm track will be pretty active through the 20th of the month, especially, and that'll be a corridor where more cold air is in place, and they could get some more impactful winter storms still.
All right. And then when's this rain going to end?
That is a great question. We are going to stay busy for a while. In terms of extended dry time, it's going to be really challenging ahead because we've got rain the next 2 days. Friday, obviously, maybe a little bit better. Sunday and into Monday looks to maybe be a bit of a drier window. But then as we work towards the middle part of next week, we've got another train of storm systems that are going to come in. To me, the pattern through the midway point of the month looks to remain very active. And I think much above normal precipitation across the board for the Ohio Valley is quite likely over the next 10 to 15 days.
All right. So that's going to take us through that 12th through the 18th time frame you were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
we're going to just have to sit back and cry and hold on because it's probably not going to snow. We have not started our pre-emergent applications yet, which is we're not significantly behind, but we're like a few days from where we like to be. We normally like
Sure.
about March 1st to start those applications.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we literally can't sneak in enough time to make it worthwhile to,
Yeah.
to send crews out. I mean, like yesterday
Yeah.
afternoon, I mean, we ended up with, I don't know, maybe 3 hours of time that we could have done something, but it's the what do they call it? The squeeze and the juice ain't worth it, you know?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, and that's, I mean, honestly, that's going to be a big challenge ahead for anybody trying to do outdoor work, whether it be concrete or and lawn care, landscaping, trying to get fields ready for baseball season. But we're just not going to have extended dry time, and then the risk that we get even between heavier rain windows is this mist and this fog. We've got a lot of mist and fog up here in central Indiana this morning. So it's just going to be damp for an extended period of time. It's going to be challenging to get outdoor work done the next couple of weeks.
All right. Well, I mean, you're just the bearer of the news,
I
right?
know, I know, I know.
Don't kill the messenger, and I will say this too. I want to appreciate Bam and your all's ability to help us save some money again the other day. What was it? Sunday
Awesome.
night into Monday.
Sure.
And I'm just going to say it, man. The Clarity app, looking at the little road temperature thing and the application likely or not
Yeah, sure.
needed and all that, and people were just our local forecasters were talking about how bad the roads were going to be, and I know up towards southern and central Indiana, 30,
Mhm.
40 miles north, it was a little worse,
Sure.
but I mean,
Yeah.
when you're 70 on Friday and 60 on
Yeah.
Sunday, you're not going to get much ice buildup on pavements, you know?
Yeah, it takes heavy precipitation and hours of it to get the pavement temperatures to cool that much. Up here near Greenwood and in the Indy area, it definitely got slick up here. It wasn't quite as warm, right, the day before, and we had some very heavy precipitation that helped to cool the pavement a little bit faster. And even on the north side, they had 3 inches of slushy snow, which is, those types of events are why I've been continuing to caution folks to not be completely putting up all the winter gear because you never can rule out
Right.
those sneaky type of events. But, you have to factor in the where we're coming from and the subsurface temperatures. And especially down there where you are at near the Louisville metro area, it just seems like it gets a little warmer and you're further south. So that's natural. And it just makes it all that much harder.
So it was, I appreciate the insight that you all gave us on that. And we did not put 1 pound of material in any of our trucks. And we're, like I said, we got the spreaders in, but we just weren't going to go through, okay, we'll load them up and we'll be ready because, y'all basically told us that it ain't going to happen. So we trust it
Yeah, sure.
ain't going to happen. And Thank you again for everything BAM does for us to save us time and expense on, you know, or wasting time, you know,
Sure.
got,
Yeah.
that's what, people need to understand the value of what having a good resource on weather is, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't know.
Well,
I
you think,
just appreciate everything, BAM does for us. And you guys,
yeah.
really help us out. And you're not perfect. I say it all the time, but I mean, you
Hey,
know, that
nobody is.
there wasn't one, but one person walked on water. The rest of us are not sinking
Yeah. Yeah.
every once in a while. And
Sure.
but I appreciate again. There's another pat on the back, man. Where I said, "Hey, man, you really helped us out, and we didn't go through the time and effort and expense of organizing for something that we didn't need." So
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And I'll pass that along to our team because, those types of things are the type of things that I think most people probably don't think of about not applying or treating because you know that you're going to be okay and how much money that can ultimately save you when you add that up over time or even just in one event. So,
right.
um, you know, it's a cool thing that we're able to help people out with that.
How much added pressure do you guys get from athletic uh, fields and things like that this time of the year that we're coming into?
This time of the year it's kind of crazy because on Monday we were talking about trying to help them navigate delay and cancellation with snow and sleet from Indiana all the way through the Northeast, and then this evening we'll be helping them navigate probably severe storms with outdoor practices. It gets pretty busy like that. That severe weather event we had a couple of weeks ago was quite active, trying to make sure that schools were getting home safe
Right.
across the area. And I focus a lot on Indiana and Kentucky, but we do it for anywhere from Arizona to Maine. So it gets pretty busy this time of the year, but when those active windows are going to be at least versus snow, you don't know until you're a couple days out.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to hold you to the 18th, and I'm going to plan on the 18th being our launch, our full blown launch. I'm going to say Brett said, how's that? There we go. Brett
Yeah,
said,
I think you can get a little bit of a less active period in there, but after the 16th or 17th. So
okay.
uh, probably won't be super warm, but
Yeah.
better, right? Which we'll take.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really don't want warm, as crazy as that sounds, because we get all this moisture and warm weather. Now we're going to get a ton of broadleaf weeds that we cannot go out and treat. You know
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's what it boils down to. So you know, in the fall, I put in my snow request. Now I'm just asking if we could, get a little dry time here coming up soon. Brett, would be really nice if you could talk to your team about that, not just for us, but for
Sure.
everybody out there.
Oh, I
Just
know. Sure.
everybody out there. I guess I mean I don't know how close farmers are getting to needing some dry time, but I guess they're probably in certain markets. They're probably creeping in on needing to till fields and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I talked to some farmers in a presentation on Monday, and the general vibe was this is not going to be a year where we can get out and plant early in March because of all this rain, but at the same time, we need the rain because a lot of areas have been in drought conditions. So it's delaying things from getting going earlier for them, but at the end of the day, they'll take it because they need the rain.
Yeah, that's it. That's about where we're at, and if we get a good amount of spring rain, that kind of helps hold back summer drought, right? From what you were,
Yeah,
I remember you
absolutely.
saying that not too long ago. So,
Yeah, it's
anyways,
it's, it's really important. So it's happening, and that should help limit some of the drought concerns down the road.
good deal. Well, Brett, hey, I appreciate you hopping on with us. I know you guys are extremely busy, today with the different weather and potential severe weather, and I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to hop here on with us on Turfs Up, and appreciate
Yeah,
everything Bam Weather does for us here at Wayne's Lawn Service. And if you guys need anything on my end, I certainly would be happy to help. And you guys listening to us, if you want a great weather source, what bamwx.com, Brett, that'll get them there, right?
yep, that will get them there, bamwx.com. And stands for BAM weather, in case anybody was wondering.
Good deal. All right, Brett. Hey, appreciate you calling in, man. Have a great rest of your day and tell your team hello and thank you for everything they do to help us.
Will do. I appreciate it, Wayne.
All right, thanks. See you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
All right. That was Brett Waltz with BAM Weather. And those guys, man, I'm just here to tell you they're super nice guys and girls. Man, it's just so cool. We're all coming into the time of the year when, you know, so many things start happening, and weather's such a big influence on what we do and a lot of what we do and how we do it and what we can do and can't do that you guys just need to check them out. I mean, I'm telling you, I don't get paid to say this. I'm just saying that, hey, I use them. I used another source for a lot of years and got good service with them. But this is just different and better than what we had available from another source that we used for a long time. And, it's those things that we talk about here on Profit Time all the time about complacency. You can't get complacent in what you're doing just because you did it that way yesterday or last year or for, 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, whatever. The idea is, we just don't become complacent. And, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your customers, and you owe it to your business to, not become complacent and be efficient in what you're doing. And check those guys out, bamwx.com. And like I said, I don't get anything for it, but they just do a really great job for us. So appreciate that and appreciate each of you guys. So we're going to take a short break. And so I guess that means we're not putting spreaders too far away and we're not hiding salt too far in the barn. And, but the reality of it is if we get out, we get out. If we don't, we don't. We can't do anything about it either way. And we have had a lot of years. I will say this. We have had a lot of years. Today is Chad's birthday here at Wayne's Lawn Service. And we have had a lot of years where his birthday or my birthday, we've actually been out doing snow. So this one, this could have been it if we'd had a little colder weather going on. But it's not, Daniel. So
yeah, this would have been a very dramatic week of snow if we had the temperatures right.
If the temperature profile was right, yeah, it'd been like snow, and you'd dealt with it and worked with it and got it cleaned up. And the good thing is it'd be like on and off, it'd be an ongoing thing for sure. But anyways, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we get out again or not. But I still think we're probably going to pluck a few spreaders. We took a few spreaders off the other day, and I think we've got, I don't know, 4 or 5 still in trucks. We'll probably take another 2 or 3 out at least. Maybe leave a couple in and go from there. And because we can always, just pop the spinners off if we need to do something, especially with those 250s. We can hook a trailer to it and use the truck. That's a nice thing about these new spreaders. Yeah, to say the least. So I don't know. That's something SnowX has had for a while, though. Everybody else has kind of come around with it now too, but SnowX has had that for a while. Where take that spinner off, leave your hopper right in the truck, and roll on down the road and hook a trailer to it. But we'll see what happens. So. Other than that, we're just behind at work a little bit, like I was saying. But I don't want to sound like I'm crying about it because that doesn't do any good. But oh, I got you. Well, yeah. Hey, Aaron, you're good at strong arming people, man. Yeah, strong arm him into a few inches. So we'll see if we can do that. Just put him up against the wall and say, "Hey, man, we need 2 inches. We need you. You'd need 2 inches of snow or 3 now to get a good salting event in." So yeah, that'd be all right. But that's the good thing about March snows too. We were actually talking about that here yesterday. That this time of the year there's generally more moisture content anyway, so you do have more snow. I was joking with my sister; she had stopped by yesterday, and she was talking about how warm it's going to be, and she just she's retired, but she just hates snow. I mean, I get it, I guess. I mean, but when I get to the point where I can just sit inside and look outside and watch it snow, I mean,
I think she likes to get out.
but I mean, she does go out and do a lot. I mean, yeah, she likes to go to the the Y Jewish Community Center, not the Y, but she likes to go work out. Well, yeah, and she normally does that about 5 in the morning. She gets up about 3:30, cleans her house, and 4 o'clock and cleans, and then goes works out and but maybe not that early, but it ain't too much later than that. That's probably close to accurate. 4:30. I bet she's up at 4:30. You know, I don't know. She's up very, very early, and she probably listening to us. So if you are Sherry, well, I don't know. She's probably still working out. She goes every day, literally. So, but hey, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing this with you. What is Sherry? 74,
I think
73?
somewhere in that 72 to 74.
72 to 74 age group, and still gets around really good, and appears to be in decent shape. Other than she's got a little knee problem, I think, going on that isn't bad enough to get worked on at this point. But other than that, yeah, she hammers it out pretty good, eats pretty well, and doing all right. And I don't know where I was going with that, but we'll leave it at that.
Her snow.
Oh yeah, her and Snow, yeah. But it's really funny. Oh my gosh, they were talking about what they were paying for salt over there or de-icer, And I'm like, oh my God, first of all, Sherry, why are you buying de-icer? All you got to do is come over here. We'll put a bag in your car. You can take it home and, put it out. I mean, do not, well, I just feel bad, everybody wants to go in and buy. I said, well, shit, buy it for me. They were buying salt off Amazon, for God's sakes, and it was like stupid price. I mean, I'm all about profit. Y'all know that. But I mean, if you're buying ice melter on Amazon, you've got a problem. Okay. There it is. I said it. But yeah, it was something stupid. Do y'all remember? I can't even remember. It was like, what, $70 a bag or something? I mean, it was
25-pound bags. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something crazy. And I'm like, Jesus.
But if that's who has it when you need it, you got to get it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was like us paying.
Most people don't know somebody that has salt bags and stuff sitting around. So
yeah, that's true too. You're going to pay what you got to pay, when you need it. So kind of like us in the industry paying more when they supply and demand, right? Just what we talked about up there at our seminar last week. So just got to have that contract written right. So anyways, yeah, we had a good seminar last Wednesday. 2 different topics we covered. One was snow and ice management, and scripts in your business. And Katie did a great job with that. And looking forward to potentially talking to the folks up in Indiana for they got a thing going on up there. And we'll see how that goes. So looking forward to talking to them and maybe getting up there this summer and getting around doing a few more seminars. Yeah, absolutely. So just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water. Da, 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 da. So, hey, Daniel, I want to talk about something fun today. And we have a lot of fun things we talk about. But what I specifically want to talk about is, whether it's rain slowing you down or snowing you down, slowing you down. Because it's the guys in the Northeast, they've got some areas have got quite a bit of snow on the ground, obviously, and they're going to be getting off to a slow start as well. But here's what I want you guys to think about. What's your plan? What is how do you adjust in the spring? Same, how do you adjust, or what are you going to do to adjust? I'm just curious. Good morning, Seth. Appreciate you hopping on with us, buddy. Appreciate you checking in. But because we're probably going to be not probably we are going to be obviously a little bit later starting. Now we'll get caught up. I mean, grass isn't growing now, so the only thing we're really not concerned with, but this time last year we'd already been applying pre-emergent for 4 or 5 days, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but, 4 or 5 days with several applicators, you're quite a few yards in by now, and things are going along pretty good. And this morning by 8:15, we'd already had, with a thunderstorm going on. So these people were submitting requests for proposals on Fert and weed. By 8:15 or 8:17, we'd already had 2 come through our website. So and the phone has been ringing. Hey, just curious when you guys were going to get out and get my first application started. And I think we talked about this the other day on the radio. I'm not 100% sure. But about that specific thing is, timing of those applications. Yeah, we were talking about, ground temperatures being right or whatnot. And I think, our ground temperatures are going to be right probably this week. So, and it's really not the pre-emergent that we're worried about as much as the broadleaf weed problem that we're going to be thrown into. Because when you got our average high, should have asked Brett, but I think it's around 55 right now. Okay, somewhere in that ballpark, 55, 56 degrees. Well, we're going to be potentially 80 degrees, give or take a degree or two, Friday here. And we've already got broadleaf weed problems coming up. And yes, that's just the way it is, right? I mean, you guys know it and I know it. And I can hear some of you guys, saying either seriously or joking, well, why you got weeds in your yard you're taking care of? Well, because we do. I mean, that's just it. I mean, if we didn't have weeds in the yards we were doing, we wouldn't have recurring service, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. I'd like to think that we don't have any weeds in any of our properties, but the reality of it is you're going to. And so we're going to work with it, and we'll throw some good resources at it when we can. But what's today the 4th? Brett's saying it's probably going to be a little drippy through the 16th, 17th, 18th time frame. So we got another 12 days of off and on not great weather to be trying to do what we all do in this part of the country. And evidently, from what Brett was saying, a lot of parts of the country. So what do we do, Daniel?
I think you
do what we do.
Stay up to date with informing your customers on that. Hey, it's been raining. We understand, blah, blah, blah. Just the constant education and information. Be transparent with your customers, I think, is good. Setting realistic expectations for yourself is important.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like managing that stress that you are feeling, because there's always going to be that. But if this is the situation, it happens every 3 out of 6 years, where we get crazy rain to start the year. Sometimes it gets crazy dry to start and then crazy wet. This year's one of the crazy, wet starts. We've been through this before. Here's how we handled it. Here's what went well. Here's what didn't. So setting the expectations based on previous situations. And then, keeping a positive attitude as much as you can, but then going in and obviously when it's time to do it, throwing the resources and time that you got to make up in order to get there, to
right.
catch up.
And that's going to be it, let's see. Craig says purple henbit and clover have popped up strong there around Charlotte. So I can believe that, because we're seeing some henbit issues already here. And I don't know that I've seen clover yet, but certainly henbit. That's Katie's favorite weed, Craig, by the way. She loves nothing more than to drive down the interstate and see a field of henbit growing.
There you go. You could just go plant her a lawn of henbit lawn.
There you go. We have a henbit lawn for her. But, again, it's stuff that it is what it is. And, every year we say, daggone, we're just going to get away from granular pre-emerge and go to a liquid pre-emerge and broadleaf weed control right off the bat. And here you go with opportunity that may be where we're at. Who knows, but to let's see. Fred sent us a text. He's always got good stuff to say. Normally, it's too cold to be applying a liquid herbicide on our first rounds, but maybe not this year. Agreed, 100%. You know, and that's what we've kicked around here the last few years. That, you know, normally, whatever normal is, I mean, whatever normal used to be, and because whatever normal used to be is different what maybe normal's going to be, right? And we talk about that side of it too. But yeah, that used to be it, 100%. That you just went with a granular pre-emergent because it was too cold, ground temperatures weren't on target for any broadleaf weed issues. You could get through your first round and not even have to worry about broadleaf weeds. But it's coming on sooner and going longer. And, you know, maybe we're going to have to really consider programming changing.
I think the question maybe is, do we have on average more days to where we can't apply because of the rain or because of the temperature? And then that makes a good portion of your decision. Obviously, then you have to say, okay, well, the cost difference and price.
Well, I think initially a quick answer to that, Daniel, is the decision earlier on, you know, in previous years, right? It was based on temperatures is why you did it. You know, to Fred's point, it was generally too cold to spray even an ester formulation on a weed control. Okay, which is, you know, for cooler weather for you guys that don't spray and don't understand. But, you know, so you got an ester formulation that you pull out and spray, you know, for colder temperatures. Even at that, it was still cold or too cold for those to be effective. It wasn't worth the cost, if that makes sense, you know, in most cases. So that's why you had a granular, or a lot of companies did a granular pre-emergent on round one, and by the time they got into their second round, you had temperature fluctuation, but it was, you know, good enough to where you felt comfortable spraying an ester formulation for broadleaf weeds, as well as putting down, you know, your next app on your pre-emergent, depending on how you did a split app. If you were doing split applications, some do, some don't. Teach your own on that. We're not talking about programming today necessarily, but yeah, I think it's I know the last 3 or 4 years we've had this conversation. When you say it's been at least 3 or 4 years, y'all, we've been talking about this in the spring of, damn, you know,
just earlier and more warmer and earlier. And
yeah.
Springing earlier.
So, and I mean, you know, then potentially what's going to happen, 1 year is going to pop in where it stays cold longer, and we're going to say, oh, well, there you go, you know, but that's what makes the averages, you know? So I don't know. I know this year what we're going to do is do what we're going to go granular first round predominantly because we've got our early order and we got the product sitting here in the shop, and we just need to get it from our shop floor to our customers' lawns is what needs to happen this year. But I think we're going to be out and about spraying broadleaf weed control sooner rather than later again. So. And not a bad thing. Let's just knock on wood and hope Mother Nature gives us that opportunity to get out there and get those applications down and made. So with that being said, let's take a short break. 6 weeks. Give us 6 weeks. 6 weeks from now, we'll be talking about, hey, man, it's off the hook. Phone's ringing. We're getting all kinds of new accounts and excuse me again. But hey, we're really into round one and things are going well, you know. So that's going to be the reality of it, right, Daniel?
Yep, that's typically the
cycle that it goes in. But we'll figure it out. Some of our customers are going to get mad at us. We're going to try to get ahead of it. With Katie, wonderful emails that she sends out for us, and let people know that nobody wants to get your yard taken care of any faster or any better than we do. You know, I mean, we know what you want. We know what the expectations are, but ultimately Mother Nature drives the bus, and that's where it's at. So can't do anything other than that about it. So, We just need a little break from Mother Nature, little little help from Mother Nature, and see what she can do to send us some cooler, drier weather, and so we can get a little mulching done too. Kyle's rocking it. Kyle and Katie rocking it out there, selling new jobs, getting new jobs on the book. All we need is some time to get them done. And we still have a little time before our regular seasonal contracts kick in. So we're about, what's today, the 5th? So we got about 4th.
Yeah.
That's right, the 5th. Tomorrow's my birthday. So we're on the 4th, 16th. We still got about 14 days, give or take, before we start our rounds on, our regular contracts. So